Hey everyone, one thing you may not know about me is that I love plants. Being the plant enthusiast and succulent gardener that I am, occasionally I enjoy making succulent arrangements for gifts or for business. So if I want this to continue, I know that I need a good way to have a lot of available succulents without exhausting my entire collection, which I treasure very much. So I came up with the idea to make a greenhouse that organizes my succulents. The goal being to propagate a large quantity of plant material from pre-existing plants by taking small cuttings and organizing them in a greenhouse, which provides the ideal conditions for growing small plants. Eventually, the small succulents will grow up and they'll be readily available to use for many projects and arrangements. For starters, here was my old greenhouse that I made using plastic wrapping. The problem with it was that it wasn't sturdy, nor was it easily accessible. So for this one, I'm going to use leftover window screens and wood for the project. The first thing I did was deconstruct the window screens. After that, I'm going to resize the frames accordingly. Once the frames have been cut to the appropriate size, I added the screening, which is applied by shoving spleen inside the recess, running along the edges of the frames, leaving you with a clean window screen, no glue required. Now all that's left to do is to assemble the window screens to make a greenhouse. I received some help to make a sturdier wooden frame attached to a board, which acted as a support for the window screen panes that were secured on with screws. Finally, the construction is now finished. Let's move on to the fun part. The next part of this project is to prepare the soil. I'm going to use organic compost along with inorganic materials such as rocks, gravel, and sand for optimal desert plant growth. Here are the components. First, organic choice potting mix acquired from backyard junk, making it amount to $0. As you can see in this clip, it does not pass the squeeze test, which basically means that it will become compact over time and retain a lot of moisture, which is not ideal for succulents. If you're interested in soil testing techniques to find out what soil you have, I have some resources linked in the description box below the video, which you can see for yourself. Number 2, small black lava rocks that I acquired from the neighborhood, which costed me $0. You can also find these in parks, fireplaces, and barbecues. Lava rocks are very porous and will provide good aeration and prevent compaction of the soil. Number 3, sand acquired from the freshwater lake, which was $0. You can also use ocean sand as well, just don't use ones that are too fine because they may retain more water. Number 4, chunky gravel acquired from a hiking trail, which costed $0. It is better to use natural, tan-colored, porous gravel as opposed to smooth rocks that don't have small gaps and cracks that support beneficial bacteria populations. Number 5, small gravel acquired once again from the freshwater lake. It was $0. When mixing together soil for succulents, it's good to experience the varieties of inorganic amendments you can add to enhance the quality. Number 6 and the final addition is miscellaneous soil acquired from who knows where. It may have just spawned here. I'm going to count this as $0 and I'll add it in just to use it all up. Now I will mix up the soil with all the amendments and gravel, creating a porous, airy soil mixture that amounts to $0 in total. According to the ratio of organic and inorganic materials, I just put in whatever amount felt right. I filled up plastic seaweed snack containers with a soily goodness to plant succulents in them, and yes, I do wear slides when doing gardening work. Okay, now let's see what cuttings I can salvage from my collection. Apart from cuttings, I also added some of my small rooted plants that were grown from leaves. Another way of propagating kalanchoe lavender scallops is by plantlets on the leaves, which I've noticed start white and pink but eventually obtain chlorophyll as they root into the soil. So I will cut some leaves of this plant to put in the greenhouse as well. Look at all the vibrant cuttings. Let's put them in soil now. Freak, there was a bee. With that, this project comes to an end. Even without the greenhouse, this is a great way to mass produce succulents for a low price. As you saw, it is possible to make good soil for free and to acquire succulents for free or low prices, as cuttings usually are cheaper than rooted plants if you're choosing to buy them. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video inspires you to propagate some plants and to expand your own garden. Bye now!